In this video, we're going to compare passing quality against passing accuracy. We'll start with some definitions. Accuracy is the quality of being correct or precise. Quality is the standard of something measured against things of a similar kind. In the interest of the game of soccer, quality is measured in contextual references. Some of those contextual references that we're going to discuss later in the video are things like direction of play, body position, position in the field, the opposition, and the situation. As we start to understand the metrics in a bit more detail of pass quality and pass accuracy, we need to consider passing weight. And the passing weight is the measure of the speed or power of the pass and its appropriateness for the situation. To go into more detail on this, we'll cover some types of passes that we can play. We'll start with short passes. Typically, these are the most simple type of pass to play, but it does still require care and attention and proper technique to make sure that the ball doesn't bobble and it remains accurate. Short passes don't require large amounts of power and are often described as soft passes or cushion passes. The idea with a short pass is it should be easy to control for a teammate, making sure that possession is maintained. Cushion passes often set up one-touch passes or shots. Comparing that to the metrics that we're discussing in this video of pass accuracy and pass quality, we can say with certainty that a short pass can be accurate but still be poor quality. And we can say this because a pass could be played with too much pace over a short distance and therefore difficult to control. It could be a poor connection which leads to a bouncing pass. And then relating that back to the contextual references briefly, it could even be to the wrong foot of the receiving player, and we'll get more into that later. Medium and longer range passes require the appropriate weight to firstly reach the intended target, secondly to avoid interception from the opposition, and finally be accurate enough to be controlled. Longer passes often invite pressure around the receiving player. Usually you'll find that longer passes are followed by a cushioned pass into a supporting teammate to relieve the pressure and maintain the ball. Naturally, the ball will slow down from friction from the playing surface, so to travel greater distances we often see the ball chipped or played in the air. Through passes are passed into an open area of the field in behind the opposition line for a teammate to run onto. Range of passing, vision and passing quality are all key attributes for proper execution. Here we're adding some context, so we've added a goal and a direction of play, and we're going to run through some examples of through balls here. The first one being a simple numerical superiority situation whereby we can play into the space behind for a player to receive. Diagonal ball for a diagonal run into that space. We could play a diagonal ball for a straight run into the space behind. And finally, we can have some third man movements off the ball, dropping deeper to create space for the third man run. So now we're going to look at a few examples of pass quality and pass accuracy and how they differ. So we've got our direction of play. We've got a 3v3 situation on the field. Now we're going to compare two types of passes into the more advanced red player. First one being an example of accurate pass, low quality, and the second one being accurate pass, high quality. And the differences are very subtle. So the first pass is played into the left foot of the receiving player. The pressure from the defender is from the left side. So whilst the pass might be accurate, we are giving the defender a chance to win the ball back. We've also closed off some of the field and we do have our attacker facing the wrong direction to the direction of play. Going off the assumption that we're going to try and play simple and play the way we're facing, we're probably going to end up either heading back to where the pass came from or possibly engaging in a 1v1 situation and risking losing the ball in a possible 50-50 challenge. Here we have an example of the passing player taking into consideration the contextual references of this particular situation. Playing the accurate pass to the right foot of the receiving player is going to allow them to receive on the half turn. That's going to open up the field for that player receiving the ball. So now we're talking about an accurate pass being played into the right area to develop the situation. This is a pass of greater quality. We could also play the ball in short so that the receiving player has to drop to receive it. Theoretically, that's going to draw the pressure from the defender, and what we can then do is run off the ball into the space and attack the space in behind with a through pass. So we've had a ball to feet, which was of good quality, and then we have a through ball to attack the space. These are all situations that we can manufacture when we consider the contextual reference of the situation that we're in. Here we have the same 3v3 situation with a pass going out wide. This again is the subtle differences between an accurate pass that can be high and low quality. So the accurate pass reaches the destination player. However, the pass is behind the receiving player. What that's doing is turning the player away from the direction they want to be going in. It's cutting off some of the field and it's inviting pressure from those defenders. When a player is turned, we're going to get as close as we possibly can. So you'll notice here the defenders close up and we are in a particularly difficult situation as the attacking team here. We're going to have to go back to where we started from and try and recycle the possession. We don't have a forward outlet at that point. So again, accurate pass, which is fairly low in quality, and it's stopped the move from progressing. We've now got pressure and we're going to have to work hard to keep the ball. If that same pass was to go in front of the receiving player, the defenders are going to have to drop. And we have a very, very different looking field here where we can actually take advantage of some of the space and start an attack. So again, just to recap, both passes reached the target and were therefore accurate, but one hampered the move and the other helped the move. So to recap, the contextual references for measuring the quality were the direction of the play, the body position of the receiving player, the position on the field that we are, the positioning of the opposition, and the situation. I'd mentioned there earlier that the pass to the side of the defensive pressure was of poor quality. That isn't always the case. It was poor quality for that particular situation. But if we're talking about the situation on the field always changing, the contextual references are always changing, it may be appropriate for that particular situation. Just like the one we're looking at here. When we're the team with the ball, we should always be looking for advantages. That advantage could be numerical, it could be qualitative, and it could be positional. This one here, we're looking at positional and numerical superiority. So we're passing the ball in, the player is aware of the free player on the other side. They're moving it in and that player is moving it on quickly for that player to run onto into the space. So there what we've done is we've effectively, if we were to mark that area, we'd see that we have a 3v2 situation on the side that we're playing in, and that's actually becoming a 2v1 or even just a 1v1 with some space to run into. So that brings us to the end of the pass quality versus pass accuracy video. We hope it's beneficial to you and your players. If you have any other suggestions for videos that we can break down, please message in the comments below. If you have enjoyed the content, please support us by liking and subscribing.